Hey guys, what's going on? We are back with another week of Monday Night Friendlies from ATX PGC. I am Nibs Plays Games, and alongside me is Gemma, Sir Wilson, and Chase, aka Tiki.
How's it going, y'all?
Yeah, so Gemma, do you want to go over what tonight's schedule looks like?
Yeah, for sure. So tonight we have a really special night lined up. We have 3 first-time battlers. In our very first game, we are going to have Lena versus Avi in our junior-senior matchup. In game 2, we will be featuring Charisma versus White Tiger. Game 3 will be the caster battle between Tiki and myself. Then for game 4, we're going to have Nibs versus Bat, who it looks like Bat's hanging out in chat, just dropped some very cool looking toga kiss. Hey, Coach Sam. All right, and we're back. Give me 1 sec while I pull the video feed back up from Nibs. We have our last match of the day. It's going to be Nibs versus Bat. I'm struggling with Nibs' gameplay. Oh no. Give me...
I hope we can figure it out, but when he gets back.
Yeah, Nibs went to go get a quick drink of water, and he should be back soon. I know he's messaging Bat in the Discord. So, really good games there, Chase. It's tough to play against someone who authors the team, because there are no surprises. You know every speed stat. You know every, you know that I'm Life Orb Modest Max, and I kind of knew what you were in terms of your Rotom, because we talked about what we might change it to, being faster with less offensive pressure. But yeah, that was definitely fun. Going for that prediction on the turn 1, it was like back and forth between you could either switch to Bisharp or you could Nasty Plot, so I decided to cover for both.
Yeah, no, you did a good job there. I can't speak for your point of view while playing the game, but I just want to say, having to choose to click Max Knuckle when there's a chance that the Ghost type might take it is the most stressful thing of all time.
Yeah, that's why I didn't go for the KO on Bisharp.
Yeah, I was just sitting there, I was like, oh, she's not going to Knuckle here. It's so obvious to switch into Gengar, so I'm just going to keep spamming Iron Head.
Yeah, and that's what kind of did me in. I should have known that you would say that. So right now, Nibs, we are not seeing your gameplay. Are you still streaming to the server? We might have to switch back to our old setup for Skype. This is our first week with a brand new setup. We're streaming to a custom server. It worked really well for the first 2 games, but we are struggling a little bit with our last game here. So it sounds like a challenge coming. We should build each other a team and then pilot the team the other person built against each other.
Do they have to be good teams if we do it that way?
I mean, I would say it has to be a team that you have to get to 1500 on the Showdown ladder.
I can't even get to 1500 on the Showdown ladder.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking VGC 2020. Yeah, let's say it has to get to 1300 on the...
I actually did break 14.75, I think, earlier today on the Battle Stadium doubles ladder, and it's been awful. There's so many... There's been so many just random techs, people running weakness policy, my Lodic.
Oh, I saw some of that, yeah.
It's just so many random things on the Showdown ladder. The in-game ladder has been a lot more consistent, and it's been a lot closer to what we've seen in the women's tour. Which, do you want to talk about that a little bit while we have a little bit of time?
Yeah, I know we got a minute here. We might have to change up our setup slightly while we're debugging this, but yeah, I can talk about the women's tour, the women's cup. The women's cup, it was the first ever all women or non-binary identifying people. It was a tournament just for us, which was really great, and it was organized by Temporal VGC, as well as I think that Mystic VGC was also involved. I know that there were several people involved. All the main Twitch streams were over on Temporal VGC's Twitch channel. I streamed for 8 hours on Saturday with the first 7 rounds, and then went over to the main stream for my round 8 win and in battle. Which was really fun, and then my first game of Top Cut was also on that, and it came up a little bit short. I was sort of struggling with Serena. As it turns out, Chase, I don't know if you know this, but we saw it in the next game. It wasn't even Queenly Majesty. It was Sweet Veil. It was Sweet Veil Serena. So that.
Oh, well, I mean, that would have been a lot easier to play against.
Yeah, if I knew that, it would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 rounds is a long day. So it looks like we now do have Nibs' gameplay. All right, awesome. It was an incredibly long day.
I want to say it was a long day for me, and I was just sitting there modding, not having to think.
Yeah,
So I can't imagine what it was like for Gemma.
It was a pretty long day, and I know also Coalossal played and competed all day, and she did really well. We actually got knocked out by the same person, Dina, who's one of the I think like one of the best players in SoCal. She doesn't tend to compete outside of SoCal a whole lot, from what I understand from going back and watching what the casters were saying about her. But really awesome player, really cool team. But yeah, it looks like here we have Nibs versus Bat. So I know that Bat also competed yesterday in the Women's Cup.
Well, oh, this is interesting. From Nibs' side, we see Weavile, Coalossal, Azumarill, Scizor, Gastrodon, Sylveon. And then from Bat's side, we see Primarina, Raichu, Urshifu, Talonflame, Ferrothorn, and Dracozolt.
Yeah.
And what do you think from these teams right away?
Yeah, right off the bat, we recognize Nibs loves this Coalossal strategy. It's something he loves doing it, and he has two ways of proccing it, with both the Weavile and the Azumarill, if that's carrying Aqua Jet, which we would assume it is. But from a sorry, is it big power or huge power that Azu has?
Huge power.
Huge power. Yeah, don't want to undercut it. But from the huge power that Azumarill has, like taking an Aqua Jet from that's going to do a lot of damage.
If it is in fact huge power,
that's true.
We might see it as something else in this battle.
It could be something else. A majority of Azumarills are huge power. But yeah, seeing what Bat has here, the Primarina, Raichu, Urshifu. Do we think that's dark or water there?
I think it's dark, because you see Urshifu dark and Talonflame a lot together. Yeah. But I do think it's interesting we see like a bit of like both teams kind of hindering themselves with the Storm Drain plus water type moves and the Lightning Rod potentially plus electric type moves. And I assume both trainers know how to maneuver the team to where that's not an issue. But it is interesting to see the team building choices to where like you can cover for other things in different ways depending on. Oh.
Do we think this is perhaps not Lightning Rod? Or do we think it just goes for Fake Out into like Max Quake? Because that should KO this Coalossal.
Yeah, that I know I was talking to Nibs about it earlier, and I was like, if you're using Weavile over Sneasel, what do you do with like Fake Out plus like ground move? And he said the answer was Outplay. So we will see how he chooses to outplay this one.
Yeah, let's see here. We do see a turn 1 Dynamax coming out here from the Dracozolt. We also saw the moves that Nibs locked into, so I'm curious how this ends up playing out.
It'd be interesting to see if Bat decides that she wants to take out just the Weavile turn 1 with the like Fake Out, and I guess you can't go for an electric move, but
could still go for Max Quake to boost the Spidef. We see the Weavile actually attacking first with that Fake Out, and the Max Quake coming out here into the Coalossal that was protecting itself. It took 50%. That's a lot of damage.
That's not a great start if you're Nibs. Pretty much losing half HP on your Dynamax Pokemon, and for it to be anywhere near useful, you need to take another 25% to get the Steam Engine procced.
Yeah, do we know how much... it's possible that this could be like a 0 special attack Weavile. How much does that do into Coalossal?
I think Weavile has one of the weaker surfs, or Aqua Jets. I think it does around 20 to 25%, whereas something like a Dragapult was doing like 25 to 30%. And we're not even going to get into some of the Aqua Jet calcs where you're like you're doing 50% to yourself with Urshifu if you accidentally crit yourself.
Yeah, so you have to. The other thing that Nibs has to worry about here is a potential Nuzzle coming out from that Raichu. If he opts to leave that alone and the Raichu is able to get a Nuzzle off, the Steam Engine is pretty significantly nerfed, pushing it from +4 to only +2.
Yeah, and I believe we did not see a Life Orb on the Dracozolt, or did we?
We did not, because it took no recoil damage.
I would assume it's Assault Vest, especially from that surf damage, doing like literally like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So it seems like Bat is in a pretty good position if she just wants to Quake again, because I think this is doing like 35% to Dracozolt.
Yeah. So this is a strategy that we saw the winner of the Players' Cup utilize pretty well, deciding that it's really the additional chip damage from the Gmax Vocalith is worth sometimes trading your Dynamax for.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but yeah, this feels like a pretty tough positioning. I feel like Santino had a little bit different back of his team composition than Nibs currently does.
I was going to speak into that a little bit. I'm not as qualified as Santino to speak on it, obviously, but I did play with those same 6 for about a month and a half. And the real reason it's so good is because the Coals, after 1 or 2, put everything into choice band Rillaboom range. You have breaking swipe on the Dragapult to just get another form of like damage reduction. You have light screen on the Dragapult. The Togekiss kind of deals with everything. It's just a combination of everything that makes it so good, and not just the Coalossal alone, which is the issue a lot of Coalossal teams face now, because they don't really have all of that support anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So we do have one question coming in from chat from Adam. What's Coalossal's speed after Steam Engine? Does it outspeed everything outside of Tailwind/boosts? I believe it's max speed at Timid at 90. So at +4, no, am I wrong?
Oh, yeah, at Timid. I know a lot of them are running Modest, which is 82. So.
82, yeah. Yeah, so its max speed is 360.
That's so fast. I don't even, like, was there anything, I think Dragapult and Tailwind would outspeed it. Wait, oh.
Oh, we see a feint come out from that, I'm sorry, I missed exactly what that attack was, but hey, thanks for the follow, JT Money. Welcome to the stream. We're here with our ATX VGC Monday Night Friendlies. We're in the middle of our 4th set in the first game.
Yeah, I didn't see what the Talonflame went for. It kind of rocked side to side.
Feint.
Okay, I was gonna say it kind of rocked side to side first, and I was like, did this Talonflame just go for ally switch?
No.
And then it went for an attack. So I was very confused at first because I had missed the text at the bottom.
Yeah, it went for feint. Sorry, am I covering the text with the screen?
No.
Okay.
I just did not see it.
Gotcha. Yeah, so it went for feint just in case that Gastrodon went for a protect. But Drakezel took a lot of damage from that Weavile on that turn.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Like, I mean, like, we've only seen 3 of the Pokemon. Oh, actually, wait. Have we seen all 4 of the Pokemon from back side of the field? We've seen Raichu, Dracozolt, Talonflame, and...
Nope, I believe we've only seen 3. Yeah, so
okay.
she still has something else in the back. This Dracozolt's at very low health, but it's supported pretty well here with the potential Fake Out coming out from the Raichu.
And we see the Scizor switch in for this Weavile spot, predicting probably the Fake Out into that slot.
Yep. We see the Fake Out and an Aerial Ace, 100% accurate move, overriding that Hustle. Unfortunately not doing a ton of damage. The Earth Power comes out into Raichu, connects, and is enough to go ahead and KO.
Now here's an interesting situation where Bat, if she chooses, can go... I guess never mind. Can go and switch both Pokemon in. But if the other Pokemon can deal with this... Gastrodon, then it's pretty free fire move into Scizor and whatever move. Oh, Urshifu, so Wicked Blow, I would assume.
It is, it is the dark move. So it is going to be a 1v. It's going to be a 1v3.
Yeah, I think this one is all but wrapped up here. I don't think this Urshifu is strong enough to be able to take on multiple Pokemon that have forms of disruption like Priority and Fake Out.
Yeah, exactly. With that Weavile in the back having access to Fake Out and being faster than Urshifu's Wicked Blow. We see the Wicked Blow here come out, connects with the Scissor. It's enough to take it out. So there might be a chance if it can eat 2 Scalds.
It looks like it can.
Oh, the Volcalith is still in the field, so Nib's proven us wrong here with the Gmax Coalossal continuing to continuing to go ahead and get this chip kind of throughout the battle, supporting these Pokemon well enough to put him in a winning position. Because here you can just go for a Fake Out and Scald.
Yeah, hopefully this Urshifu has something like a Protect. But it did a lot to that Scizor. I don't know if that's like a banded Urshifu.
Yeah, I believe that this is a choice banded Urshifu. We've been seeing that a lot alongside the Talonflame, just because it does so much damage.
It is, yeah. When I was originally like working on the beat up team, I was like, oh, choice banded Urshifu can one-hit KO Persian and Terrakion with close combat.
Yep.
So I was like, how do I beat this?
And it one-shots Dusclops with Wicked Blow.
Yeah, it is. It's very strong. I will say the one nice thing about having the Life Orb Rotom on that team is that Icy Wind plus Thunderbolt. You don't have to max at all KOs Urshifus.
Yeah. Yeah, that actually came into play, I believe, in one of my games, if you recall, where I had to switch around like 6 times so that I could taunt, Fake Out, and Thunderbolt. um, so here, the adjustments for Game 2, it looks like Nibs is pretty willing to go ahead and trade his Dynamax in exchange for those Coals. Having both Scizor and Gastrodon in the back previously. I think that the one thing I'd really like to see from Bat is for her to use that Talonflame a little bit differently. I think the Feint didn't get her quite enough on the turn where it went for it.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that sentiment. I wonder if what this Talonflame's 4 moves are. Because we would assume Brave Bird, Tailwind, obviously, and then you have Feint, and then would you have a Taunt, Fire move, Protect? What would you think the last move is? Quick Guard potentially?
Yeah, with Feint, that's not one I've actually seen run on Talonflame very often. The other thing that I know I've seen some rise in usage is special Fire move from Talonflame, kind of to more effectively deal with Ferrothorn, as well as just being able to not have to take recoil damage from your Flare Blitz.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's like a really big thing against Ferrothorn, keeping your Gale Wings, not doing like 75% to yourself while you only do 50% to Ferrothorn.
Yeah. Yeah, and not making contact, also you're missing out on Iron Barbs, which is just another added benefit.
Yeah, it's really nice, and I think the first person I saw using it, actually, it might have been used for, was Charisma. I believe he might still be in chat, but he was using Overheat Talonflame for a while.
Yeah.
But okay, we see a little bit of an update in the leads for Bat this time, putting on Tailwind pressure right away.
Yeah, for sure. So there is a threat here of a Fake Out coming out from that Weavile into the Talonflame, but if the Talonflame is able to get a Tailwind up first, or if Nibs opts to go for the Surf play, then potentially that Dracozolt could take out the Coalossal before it gets any damage or Steam Engine off.
So, based on what we saw last game, it did 50% through Protect, right? To non-Dynamax, which means that it does 4 times that, which is 200%, then divided by 2 for Dynamax should guarantee the KO.
Yes.
So Tailwind's Max Quake should be pretty safe here, right?
Yeah, you do have to worry about the Fake Out, again, from this Weavile. If the Weavile didn't go for the Fake Out for some reason, then Bat's in a really strong position.
The thing is, if the Weavile did go for the Fake Out, it also didn't go for the Surf at the same time.
That's
so
true.
the Dracozolt would be a little bit faster.
So we actually,
don't even see.
yeah, it's all mute because we happen to see the Max Guard come out. We see the Fake Out into and Dracozolt opts to not Dynamax and just go for the Dragon Claw into Weavile, revealing. Wait, did that live on 1 or was it Sash?
I believe this is Sash, but I don't know if it propped Sash or if it just went down to 1.
Wow. So there are no more Gale Wings, but I believe Talonflame is actually faster than Weavile in this scenario.
Yeah, so something like a quick Brave Bird and Max Quake should seal the deal right here.
Or even a Tailwind Max Quake should be enough as well.
Yeah.
Whichever, depending on whether or not you feel you're better supported by having Tailwind up for the rest.
Yeah, I would tend to say you don't want to take an Icicle Crash with the Feint. Same thing.
Yep, that's +2 priority, so maybe that's exactly why that's there.
That's actually really cool. I haven't even thought about Feint as a Talonflame option, but I also am somebody who just completely dislikes Talonflame because Arcanine is the superior fire type.
Yeah, that right there is a lot of damage. We see the Dracozolt simultaneously boosting its Spadef and taking out the Coalossal before any Coals get up.
Yeah, so Santacos in the chat is asking what Feint is, but it's a move that has seen a lot of success, and as Charisma said, it breaks Protect. So if you Feint plus attack into a Pokemon, your second attack will go through even if they protected. It's seen a lot of success in earlier formats. It does have a weird mechanic with Max Guard, where it breaks Max Guard.
No, it doesn't break it.
it does damage through max guard, but doesn't break max guard, which is really weird.
Yeah, so the Feint will do damage into the max guarding Pokemon, but the partner won't be able to, similar to the way Feint works with Protect. It was a big question that people had about Urshifu coming in, whether or not Unseen Fist would just go through, or if it would... Oh, and here we have an answer to what that Talonflame's last move is, with the Overheat coming out, one-hit KOing that Scissor. That's going to be a good night. Really great adjustment from Bat here in Game 2.
Yeah, Bat is proving me wrong using the Talonflame to great success here. I don't think Arcanine would have been able to do what Talonflame is doing here.
Yep, that's very true. The speed tier from Talonflame is really one of its biggest assets, as well as having, I believe, the only remaining priority Tailwind left now that Whimsicott has gone the way of the Series 5.
Yeah, I wish we had a couple of more fast birds that are still able to use Tailwind, and we're not just stuck with a single option. I do think it's better when there's a bit more diversity in what you can run on like an offensive team. Something like a Crobat, which I guess technically isn't a bird, and neither is Aerodactyl, but those were the two that came to mind.
Yeah, that's true. I was like, yeah, they aren't technically birds. One's well, Aerodactyl is flying type.
Yeah,
it's a rock flying.
Too, yeah. But it's not a bird.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, neither are birds. One's a dinosaur and one's a bat, which works out perfectly for us as we see Bat here go ahead and take Game 2.
And we see Charisma saying in chat, I missed T-Wave, Zapdos, and Tailwind. Yeah, honestly, I think like all the Tailwind bulky Pokemon, when they come back, it's going to make a big change to the metagame when you have Suicune and Zapdos and things of that sort.
Yeah.
It's too bad it's coming back with Kartana and Tapu Lele.
I was going to say, it feels like Kartana kind of invalidates that Suicune by and large.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have some limited rotation formats. So, after that Game 2, I think that Nibs is Bat's revealed her way of dealing with Nibs' Coalossal. And here, he's going to have to try and find some other way of guaranteeing some damage.
Yeah, I think like at this point, Coalossal plus Weavile doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot get that to work based on the way that the adjustment came from Bat in Game 2. The issue is Coalossal really just doesn't work against his Dracozolt unless you can put a lot of offensive pressure on it.
Yeah, you need something else in the back to clean up because with an Assault Vest, Dracozolt that's going for max ground, that's going to continue to boost its Spidef. It's really tough to deal with. And we see here the same leads again from Bat with the Talonflame plus the Dracozolt, and we see the adjustment from Nibs being that Azumarill plus the Coalossal.
Yeah, and not on this game really quickly, but Woke Flossie in the chat is saying, I can't wait for max move Beast Boost. Imagine a Dynamax stack attacker getting 3 KOs with max Steel Spike, getting to plus 6 defense, and then body pressing everything.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, this game is dumb.
They're gonna have to introduce some kind of new special fire move that just one-shots it somehow.
Yeah, the thing is, it's got such good physical bulk, and it's only like 4 times weakness is ground and fighting, which means those are mostly physical. So unless there's like a special ground type, because you don't want to rely on beating a stack attacker with Focus Blast.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot about its secondary typing there, thinking just about the steel side. So we see here the Dracozolt goes ahead and max, but we do see the max come out from the Coalossal here.
I mean, do you think we see something like a Tailwind Max Quake right away, and just the Coalossal getting taken off the board?
So we could, but the other option that Nibs has here is priority with the Aqua Jet.
Yeah, so it almost seems like we're going to get a Coalossal for Talonflame trade, which I don't think is the best trade if you are Nibs.
Yeah, I know, I would agree. We see the Aqua Jet still has a priority. The Talonflame with Gale Wings has a higher priority, or is a faster priority. It's the same priority level as the Aqua Jet. So Tailwind goes off, following into this Aqua Jet weakness policy proc plus Steam Engine. We see the G-Max Volcalith come out, and it's going to go ahead and... Oh, it's into the Dracozolt. That's about 50%.
Was that a crit? I feel like it did way less. Because the Max Quake boosted.
Yeah, the Max Quake boosted the first turn, so...
Yeah.
So...
And bye Coalossal.
Yeah. We see, in exchange for that Volcalith, Nibs had to pay the price of his Coalossal going down turn 1. He did get 50% into the Drake's ult plus the rocks, or I'm sorry, the coals, not rocks. We'll also go ahead and break the Gale Wings here from Talonflame. But I don't think it matters under Tailwind.
No, I don't think so either. This is this Coalossal has had 3 times Dynamaxing, and I believe like 3.5 turns of Dynamax in the 3 games. So that's not the greatest. Interesting to see. We have 199 HP Sylveon. I wonder if there's like a specific calc trying to take less from burn damage or something of that, but I don't know. I feel like you would want to survive 4 Nightshades.
Yeah, that is always a question. And I will do a quick plug for Tiki has been hosting. I guess he's done it once so far, but we're going to continue doing EV Hour, where we sit down, we talk about. You can bring a team and he'll talk about it and help you work around with your EV spreads. That happens in our Discord. We've got a voice chat channel for it. So if y'all want to come out, hang out, learn a little bit more about Pokemon, Chase probably has some of the most knowledge I think I've seen in terms of EV spreads.
I do my best because I'm a nerd and I like math.
So
that is my for it.
We see the reveal from Bat of the last, I guess she has 2 more Pokemon, but we see the switch into the Ferrothorn, likely just go ahead and eat up a Hyper Voice pretty safely and threaten, I don't know, maybe a Gyro Ball next turn. I'm unsure what set this is, but Iron Defense could be a little scary. So we see the Tickle come out from the Azumarill, dropping the attack. And the defense as well. I forget that it has both of those impacts.
Yeah, it's a really interesting move. The only time it's really seen competitive success was in Aaron Zhang's 2014 Post-Worlds team, where he used Gothitelle plus Mega Mawile, and he had it to where in Trick Room the Gothitelle outsped the Mega Mawile by 1 point and would just tickle and play rough everything, and it was terrifying.
That does sound terrifying. So in this case, the defense drop's not really putting in a ton of work. For Nibs, with that Sylveon not really putting on a ton of offensive pressure on the physical side, but we are going to see that a reveal here from Nibs with a Mystical Fire.
Yeah, helping him Mystical Fire is not something you see every day, and that did make the great read there on just scouting for the Mystical Fire.
Doesn't even need to scout. Yeah, she's able to just go ahead and take that knockout before the Mystical Fire goes off, completely invalidating what that Azumarill did. So here, seeing this purely supportive Azumarill might come back here and might be hurting Nibs quite a bit, because I think I saw the only attacking move on that is Aqua Jet, which would, I mean, I guess it boosts your Gastrodon's special attack, right?
Yeah, that would work. I don't think it's going to be doing that much to the Dracozolt as we see what it's targeting right now.
Yeah, but, it won't even go into the Dracozolt, funny enough.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was just talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, if this is an intentional strategy or not.
Yeah, I'm very confused here because he targeted the Dracozolt. So, did he mean to target the Dracozolt, or did he just know it was going to target the Gastrodon?
So we see the reveal of Nibs' item, the Walkenberry, going to be reducing this electric damage, but not enough even after... Oh, it's a critical hit, so it's going to be ignoring those tickle boosts, or I guess tickle buffs. That's a rough crit right there, but we see the Scald come out. There's a +1 Scald into the Talonflame. Now you have a Ferrothorn versus... a Ferrothorn and a Dracozolt versus a Gastrodon.
Yeah, who wins the 1v1? The grass type or the Pokemon 4 times weak to grass type?
Well, it is possible that this Ferrothorn... Oh, and we forgot, the Urshifu is still there in the back. So, yeah, this is just cleaned up right here. A Choice Banded Urshifu, which is what I'm guessing this is, based on the damage from Game 1, is going to do a lot of damage with that Wicked Blow into an Aerial Ace or something, just to guarantee that you get chip off.
Oh my goodness, that is so strong.
Yeah, wow, like 90%. That was incredible right there. It was actually a close combat we saw, not the Wicked Blow.
Yeah, I mean, same base power, effectively, unless this Gastrodon has like something like Acid Armor, which I would assume it doesn't. But you never know, it could. I mean, we've seen the moves, but I know Joe UX9 was using Acid Armor Gastrodon on the team he took to #1 a couple of days ago.
Yep.
It is a very solid move, especially with all the Dragozolt running around at this point.
Yep. Despite the defense and Spit F drop, that Urshifu is still able to eat a +1 Ice Beam and lives long enough to hang on to go ahead and pick up the KO with that close combat. Really awesome games from our last two trainers here tonight. GG's to Bat and Nibs. Do you have any? What else do you feel about what we just saw there, Chase?
I think Coalossal needs a lot of thinking before it becomes good again in this format. The issue is it doesn't have the support it once did. If you go look at Wolf's team that won the April International Challenge, it had the screens from Dragapult, it had the Dusclops and Conkeldurr to take care of late games. If you look at Santi's Coalossal team, it had the Choice Band Rillaboom to take care of the late games. It had the Incineroar, it had all of this different support options. Whereas now you don't have Togekiss, you don't have Dragapult, you don't have Incineroar, Rillaboom, you still have Dusclops and things like that, but it's a lot more difficult when your best Surf setters are Sneasel and Weavile.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, you like that video? We think you should check this out, and YouTube thinks you should check this one out. And be sure to subscribe for more content.